There come the teleports. Huni has arrived, and holy crap! Everyone's dying in this fight. Reckless goes down. Zatai gets a bump. But Huni, the double, the slam, the triple kill, the quadra kill for Huni.
Just 9 months before this earth-shattering moment, a bright-eyed Huni stepped off a plane from South Korea in Berlin. It was his first time living abroad, his first time playing for a professional team. And yet, he was about to define the meta of a region in which he was a complete stranger.
You can also take a look at all the top lane matchups. Is the only thing that we haven't touched on yet, because Huni has been such a dominating force for FNATIC.
But how did that 17-year-old kid reinvent Western League of Legends? When Huni joined FNATIC in 2015, only a few people knew his name. It didn't help that top lane was a wasteland. A barren landscape dominated by a handful of champions with a tank meta that had remained prevalent through the previous season. The role was undesirably stale for both the viewers and the players. But Huni provided a spark of life. Instead of playing within the boundaries of the game, Huni boldly went where no other top laner went before, and found success. Let's rewind time to 2014, when Huni was a 16-year-old kid earning a spot as a scrim partner for Samsung Galaxy. There, he worked on the organization's practice squad and squared off against top lane legends such as Acorn and Looper, the latter of which would go on to win the 2014 World Championship. From a young age, Huni had been blessed with championship blood. And during Huni's debut during the 2015 EU LCS Spring Split, the practice he earned against the cream of the crop in Korea paid dividends. He made an instant impression on the professional scene by picking an out-of-the-box AP top laner in Lissandra during his first game on stage. That game saw Huni post a respectable scoreline of 2-5-16 in what was a moderate and mild taste of the spice that he would bring to the meta that year.
On to the Nexus. They are the victors of the first game of the European LCS.
From there, he only got more creative, more confident, and most importantly, more dominant. Through that split, Huni's champion pool consisted of picks like Lissandra, Rumble, and Cho'Gath. During the playoffs, he even brought out a couple of sleeper picks like Vladimir and Lee Sin on the way to his first EU LCS trophy. His play even earned him Rookie of the Split honors, which came to the surprise of absolutely nobody except him.
For me? Oh my god! Oh my god! This is the LCS for me!
Huni's strength as a top laner helped secure FNATIC a trip to beautiful Tallahassee, Florida, where they'd represent Europe at the first ever installment of the mid-season invitational. At the first game of MSI 2015, Huni made his international debut by bringing Cassiopeia into the top lane against TSM. Alongside one of the best rosters in Europe's history, the team reached the MSI semifinals, where they'd ultimately lose in 5 games to eventual world champions SK Telecom T1. 2 years later, Huni would actually go on to win the mid-season invitational alongside the same SK Telecom roster that denied him the chance to do so in 2015. This rebuilt lineup surprised many by reaching the semifinals, but what's most important about FNATIC's MSI 2015 run is that it helped serve as a springboard for the team directly into one of the most dominant summer split performances from any team in EU LCS history. After being scorned by SK Telecom and forced to head back to Europe without an MSI trophy, FNATIC had something to prove.
FNATIC will punish you. Get the Baron now. Everything is open. Elements.
Oh, not again.
Out again.
Froggen, where did he go? Huni takes him down, and now
they wanted to get back to the international stage as quickly as possible. FNATIC sought to leave no room for doubt on their revenge tour.
And one more time, FNATIC are your European split champions!
Essentially viewing the European scene as a stepping stone on the long road back to the apex of global competition. One way to show that the domestic circuit was merely a means to an end was to never lose again. And that's precisely what they did. FNATIC stamped a record of 18-0 into the history books. a show of regional dominance that hadn't been seen before or since. FNATIC finished the summer split with a team-wide KD of 2.16. Since then, no other team in League of Legends history has eclipsed that mark. Time and again, FNATIC were doubling up their opponents, checking names off their list as they continued their victory march back to Worlds. At some points, FNATIC became so dominant that they just started to have fun on stage. Huni would confidently rock picks like Fizz and Jarvan IV, and the inevitable victory screen was always waiting on the other side. By the time the dust settled on the 2015 summer split, Huni sported a KDA of 4.7, a kill participation of 66.7%, while accounting for 26% of FNATIC's damage throughout the split. Throughout the entire 2015 season, Huni picked 19 different champions. He didn't play around the meta, he defined it. He perfected Teleport Ignite Hecarim top. He brought mid lane champions like Cassiopeia and Lissandra into the top lane because he could. He made Riven look like she was the best champion in the game, and he played Lee Sin in the top lane for the fun of it, and won. Above all else, Huni made top lane fun. Champions that looked to be ridiculous to the naked eye were power picks to him. He didn't just have an aggressive playstyle, he had an aggressive mindset as to what could work and what couldn't work. And for Huni, nearly everything worked.
Onslaught of shadows to run him down. Devastating charge to kill him with a phase dive. He's got the time winder out as the parallel convergence should be enough to stun Diamond as well as Cabo Shot. Huni is going to get a time winder.
Well, I say that. As I say it, Huni's coming around the flank side, and he's going to find Tabs, who didn't know what hit him.
At this point, he's trying to shove out the wave. Three-man stun. Beautiful play.
But while it's one thing to succeed domestically, FNATIC's undefeated squad rolled into Worlds 2015 with a chip on its shoulder. A disappointing finish at MSI earlier in the year set the European champions up with some unfinished business. With their tournament hopes on the line, FNATIC faced off against a heavyweight contender from the LPL, Invictus Gaming, to open up their second week of play.
Here we go into the game, everybody! Invictus Gaming and FNATIC taking to the Rift.
The game started off relatively even, with FNATIC and IG only recording one kill across the board throughout the early game. But 10 minutes in, Huni sent the hometown crowd into hysterics. What Huni is about to do will set the stage for everything he does in his career. This is when Huni announced himself to the world. Before he immediately headed off to North America, and before he captured an international title with the same SK Telecom team that denied him greatness, this is when he proved he was among the best in the game. This is the moment.
Losing all of his health, and there it comes in, but at the same time a fight in the bottom side. Ulti used on the kid is keeping alive. Reckless tries to zone the team out. This Annie's so low, but there come the teleports. Huni has arrived, and holy crap! Everyone's dying in this fight. Reckless goes down. Zatai gets a bunch back, but Huni, the double, the steal, the triple kill, the quadra kill for Huni.
Unbelievable!